Hey guys, we're the social activity group for Seminar D, and I'm Steve, who's the project leader for this.
Hi, I'm Cass, and I was head of the marketing.
I'm Mohammed, I was in charge of the accounting and finance side.
I'm Elliot, and I was in charge of operations and locations.
I'm Harry, and I was in charge of documenting the project.
So basically, our idea, we all came together and brainstormed quite a lot, tossed the ball about, tried to think what would work, weather permitting, also like money permitting, because we're all students, so it's quite hard to regulate our money and stuff. We finally decided with the idea of Laser Quest, because we wanted to go along the lines of doing something that was quite fun, active, like gets everyone moving, everyone together, communicating, and at the end of the day, literally just having a really good time. So we decided to do some research, and we found that there was a few places in town that were all quite easily accessible and stuff. We decided on one which is called Laser Quest Bournemouth. I made a Facebook group just outlining basically where it was and when we were going to do it, and yeah, just so it was easy for everyone to check it, and also if we changed anything or updated any of the prices or anything like that, everyone knew and was able to check easily.
As I was in charge of the accounting side, I had to take an estimate of what everyone was happy to pay. So we thought roughly it would be about £8 to £9. We then figured out for 20 minutes it was £7.95, 40 minutes £8.95, and 60 minutes £9.95. We then thought £8.95 is probably the best time for us, as a lot of the students got a lot of work to do, a lot of stuff going on. So we thought, yeah, fit in with that time.
Basically, in the pre-initial stages, we did brainstorm other ideas. We had the idea of a barbecue. Unfortunately, this kind of fell apart in the early stages due to it being very cold out there. We were struggling to find a venue, and also due to the now going into winter, they weren't really selling barbecues out, or disposable barbecues, in any supermarket. So we really struggled with our idea. That was one of the things that went wrong.
I think what we've gained from the experience as a whole is that for the first time, really, we've never really, well, personally, I don't think any of the other guys have done a group project this big, especially with a group of strangers. It was always someone who you knew previously, but you do learn to trust others. You learn to meet deadlines, and I think most importantly, you learn a sense of responsibility. Because if you're working on your own, it's just you that if you let down, if you don't put the effort in. But here, you're letting down not only yourself but the whole group, and it reflects badly as a group, and that's sort of unfair. And I think from the project as well, we've all sort of we know each other better now, and we've sort of become better friends through working together, and I think we've all really enjoyed it.
Overall, when I look at the improvements we could have made, first of all, the failed barbecue, like Elliot spoke about first, it was usually down to us not meeting deadlines because we left things too late, and we didn't really look at the seasoning of the barbecues, and also the time of year. We didn't really take that into account until the late stages, where we got basically too far in and people already were turning up and thinking there was actually a barbecue event. However, we had a meeting that night, and we discussed it very quickly, and I think that meeting we became a lot closer as a group, and basically from there we decided that we were going to do a Laser Quest, a more event where we could basically write more about and make it more fun for everyone who's going there, even though it's £5 more worth, as Mohammed estimated £3 for the barbecue. Everyone paid £8.95 for 40 minutes worth of Laser Quest. So overall, what I've learned as a project manager for the first time, it's like a new thing for me, and I just feel I've learned is basically, no, actually, right. I'll start with the difficulties. The difficulties, first of all, is getting everyone on time, everyone to meet deadlines, but also it's the enjoyable, your communication skills completely improved. Like me getting in contact with Cass, Mo, Elliot, and Harry all the time, asking whether deadlines are nearly been met, where they are in progress, helping these guys on the way. So it's been a very enjoyable experience. However, I feel I could have been a bit more stricter on the deadlines, because letting that slack, that really was kind of a major problem considering the barbecue. But overall, I think the event was a success. Everyone in Seminar D said they enjoyed themselves, and for a first time, I'm very happy with all the guys, how hard they worked. I don't know if Cash, you want to talk about how you feel what you've learnt, mate?
Yeah, personally, from this experience, I learnt that it's really important to be organised. Without organisation, like deadlines, like timings, putting into account like all different factors, externalities and stuff, we really can buckle under the situation. With us, the first time round, like Steve said, we didn't plan it enough. We had left everything to last day. Like, we wanted to do it as quick as we could, so therefore we could almost get it out the way. But it ended up that doing it quickly, we didn't leave ourselves enough time to be prepared and really think about stuff and take into account the fact that it is like coming up to winter and stuff. So firstly, it would be organisation, and another point would be also the fact we're all in a new environment. So I learnt a lot about getting in contact with people and stuff and making my way around. We don't all live in the same places. Like, a few of us lived in town in some of the university accommodation, and a few of the others lived in uni-lets and stuff, which were a little bit further away. So meeting up and everything required just that little extra bit of effort. And being unfamiliar with bus times and stuff, it required us all to do like a little bit of extra planning and go that extra mile just to really make sure we're all there for meetings and stuff.
What about you, Mo? What do you think you've learnt from this, mate?
I felt that being responsible, like as in, I felt that like if one of us messed up, then we all mess up as a group. Like those early mornings, late nights that we had to work together and adapt to, and like we all had to be there and attend. And I felt that being responsible in them situations made us feel much more stronger about the event. I also felt that planning ahead. We had a failed barbecue, which was unsuccessful, and if we had planned ahead and done our research beforehand, then we would have known that it's not the time of the season, etc. So by planning ahead for the laser quest, I believe that made it a huge success that everyone in the group was happy with.
What about you, Ellie?
Kind of going over what Harry and Cass have said, it's kind of similar to that. Kind of being punctual. If we're all been told to meet up, we need to be there at the same. All need to be there. Commit to the same times, otherwise things don't get done. And also following that, there's been a couple of times. I mean, obviously I was settling into uni, and there's lots of going out on the nights and obviously experiencing the uni life. It has been hard sometimes to actually get down to actually doing work. So therefore, all of us, I think, it's been quite similar input, have all said to each other, look, need to stop messing around now and actually get some work done. So I found that as quite, I don't know, it was quite an interesting thing to see that everyone actually does want to get down. Obviously, that's why we're here at uni. We do want to get down and actually do some work, and it was quite nice to see that. And I think I learned a bit about myself and how much I really want to get down and actually do the work when the time calls for it.
You, Harry?
Yeah, I sort of summed up before, but I think if we were to do the project again in the future, I think you boys will agree that maybe just take a little bit more care.
Yeah.
To make sure we've read the unit guide through, because we did miss a couple of things here and there whilst doing some of the documentation, which meant we had to go back and reassess it. Yeah, with the initial idea again of the barbecue, I think it might have all just been a bit rushed. Obviously, we didn't think through about it, but I think it's good that we made a mistake early on and now, and it's helped us learn for the future. I think that was the time to make a mistake if there was one to be made, but I think looking at it now, with everything being just about finished, we've learnt well and we've created a great event.
I just want to quickly, we've talked about our individual, like what we've learned and the strengths of the group. I just want to quickly just conclude on the strengths of what I felt as a group we came together to be, basically. I just think everyone worked, as Elliot said, everyone worked for each other. So if someone was late or someone had work to do, we all helped each other. And to have like a team and a unit to work like that was very impressive, especially with the failed barbecue. Very quick in communication with the rest of the group. Very strong meeting. Everyone put their points of view across. No one was unfair. There was no conflicts within the group. It's it's been very enjoyable to be the leader of this group, and I just want to say thanks to the guys and thank you for watching.